It's different, being a starter. You're up there. The other two times that I got to play, we were down, and it's a different feel in the game at that point. But being out there the first snap, it felt a little different. But I was excited. I was ready for the moment. So.
Welcome in, Falcons fans. Your boy Bryce is back at it again for more Atlanta Falcons content. I had to get the video out. Michael Penix Jr.'s first game recap. Got to talk about his performance, what I saw from Michael Penix Jr., and, what that can mean moving forward as they obviously have a huge game coming up on Sunday Night Football. I appreciate you guys tuning in to this video. Obviously, if you enjoy this video, like it, subscribe to the channel for more Falcons content. Leave comments on anything that we discussed, any viewpoints, any standpoints as well. And, we'll just go from there. Appreciate all you guys for tuning in like always. But obviously, like I said, Falcons beat the New York Giants 34-7 on Sunday. Michael Penix was 8 of 27, 202 yards, had a pick that really wasn't his fault at all. And I think for the most part, from all the reviews, from all the breakdowns, from everything that we've seen, a lot of people really liked what Michael Penix did. You have those people out there, and I think this is the difference between fans and ball knowers, is that ball knowers know that was a very impressive performance. Fans think, well, he didn't throw for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns, so I'm not impressed. It's not always about the numbers, guys. It's about what did he do? What did he show you? He showed poise. You saw processing, eye manipulation, arm talent, timing. You saw all of those things on Sunday with Michael Penix. And those are the things that you want to see from a young quarterback getting his first start in the league. For me, the biggest thing that I saw from Michael Penix was that he just played quarterback well. I think that's the biggest thing that you can take away from that. Michael Penix just played quarterback well. That's something that Kirk did at times this year, but then there's times where you're just like, what are you thinking? What are you seeing? One common theme we heard with Kirk Cousins a lot this year was uncomfortable. He didn't look comfortable. It didn't look like it fit for him. I mentioned that I don't think this is his type of offense. People have mentioned on multiple occasions, Kirk in the play action game is where he's at his best. Kevin O'Connell did a great job of that when he was in Minnesota. That's when you saw these great numbers from Kirk. Zach Robinson does a different type of play action and a different type of style of system. And I felt like Kirk, coming back obviously from an injury and trying to get adjusted, was struggling with that. And obviously his physical limitations also impacted him. With Michael Penix, you saw comfortability from the first game. He looked very comfortable against the Giants. He never looked rushed, even when they sent blitzes, even when they tried to disguise, send different coverages, cover 1, cover 3, hey, we're going to start with a double mug and then run out, or one guy's going to go out and one guy's going to go. And Penix did a really great job of just being comfortable, not rushing his feet, and seeing the field and seeing, hey, okay, this is what they're doing. All right, I know where my answer is. It's like playing quarterback is almost like math. You have these questions, you have these equations, and now you got to figure out the answers. And in the defense, every play is going to give you a different equation, and you got to figure out the answer to your equation, right? And you have some things to help you figure it out. And so I think Penix did a really good job of processing that. A couple of good throws to Mooney. I think him and Mooney showed the most chemistry out of everybody on Sunday. Mooney is a professional wide receiver. He is a very easy wide receiver to work with. You can tell. Because of his ability to run routes the way he can, very crisp and very, he has conviction when he runs his routes. You see that it's just he makes himself a very available target to his quarterbacks. You hear that sometimes from other guys who break down film that, you got to make yourself available. You have to give yourself to the quarterback. Let them know I am open. I am ready to catch the ball at times when they're reading the field. So then they know, oh, let me go here with the ball. I think Penix and Mooney are going to continue to develop that chemistry. Obviously, they only had a 1 week of practice, and they got some extra work in also during the week after practice, as we heard on multiple occasions. So I think that looked really good. I think Drake, I don't know if you guys have heard the Falcons drop the Drake London mic'd up. He made a comment at the end, towards the end of that video where remember that fade route that he threw to the in the end zone to London where he got broken up by the Giants defender. He mentioned to Penix, and Penix was like, do I need to throw that higher? And he was just like, yeah, just a tad higher, but I'm glad you threw it though. Because, I mean, think about it. How many times have we seen fade routes with Kirk Cousins at quarterback this year? I'm struggling to remember a lot of them. I mean, he might have thrown one. I just don't remember any of them. And now you have a big body receiver in Drake London. You're throwing fades to him, trying to take advantage of his size, because Drake's just saying, hey, throw it up a little bit higher. I have a very wide catch radius. Do not be afraid to throw it up higher. And but the fact he encouraged Penix and said, I'm glad you threw that. That to me, that tells me is like, I feel like I've maybe had opportunities, but never had the opportunity. And so that's just something that will improve with chemistry. Because some of the things you saw from Penix during the game, you know, when you watch some of the film breakdowns from other people, is that they say, hey, he made the decision. He made this decision here, but when he gets more reps, he gets more comfortable, and there gets more experience. He had this. He'll take that next time. And I think that is just, again, showing quick growth from a guy. You know, I think I forgot who it was. I think it was Jordan Schultz. He was on the Colin Cowherd show, The Herd. And he mentioned about when they went out to Washington to see Penix throw the football, and they fell in love with him. And Zach basically was like, I think this is our guy. And, you know, from the minute he got to the team, you know, they've treated him like he's an extremely valuable piece. They've treated him like he's a starter, even though he was going to be a backup. And I know that was very questionable for a lot of people. But one thing that has helped Penix that I think people have discussed is the fact that he's played so much football in college. He has more reps under his belt than some other quarterbacks. The quarterbacks like an Anthony Richardson or, you know, other guys who may have only played a 2 years or a year, there are more questions because they haven't had as many reps. So when you bring them into the league, you're trying to get them up to speed, but they also just getting more reps playing football, right? Where Penix, the man basically, people forget, he started at Indiana when he played there for a few years, and he played for a couple of years at Washington. So he has a ton of football that he played in college. People have tried to roast Michael Penix for his age. Oh, he's an older quarterback, but he's played a lot of football. Like it's one thing that he was like a 6-year guy and he played like 1 or 2 seasons. That man played more than 4 seasons. So he has a lot of reps, a lot of throws, and a lot of experience. So he's more seasoned coming into the league than a lot of other rookies are. Jaden Daniels is a prime example. People forget this man was playing at Arizona State in the early 2020s, man. Like, he was starting at Arizona State for multiple years, then went to LSU and started for a couple of years. So he had a ton of reps coming into the league, and then, boom, he gets to the Washington Commanders. They have a season that has been elevated by Jaden Daniels, and people look at Jaden Daniels as the best rookie quarterback in this class so far. And it makes sense. The guy with the most experience out of all those quarterbacks drafted is the guy who's playing the best football. And we heard rumors. The Falcons, some people believe Jaden Daniels was their number 1 quarterback and Michael Penix was their number 2 guy. It could have been the other way around. But either way, your 2 most wanted quarterbacks were the most experienced guys. So they clearly valued that at the quarterback position. And like I said, on Sunday, you saw that from him. You just saw the comfortability. Because, you know, we've seen quarterbacks who look rushed, or they look uncomfortable, or they look like they're hesitant. Penix just looked comfortable, and you saw the arm talent. You saw the different speeds on the ball. I know people talked about, can he throw it the middle of the field? He threw it to the middle of the field well. He had that one throw to Mooney where he used his eyes to keep the linebacker on one side, knowing he was going to make a decision to throw it to Mooney once he cut inside on the route, once the corner backed off, once he got him in motion, and boom, right on the money, in stride. Because one thing also was ball placement. Ball placement was really good for a lot of the receivers, especially for guys like Mooney, who they were just able to keep moving after they caught the ball, which again shows the type of talent that Michael Penix has. And also, one thing I've seen people talk about is his running. Okay, Michael Penix is not a runner. Yes, he was not a runner in college. He consciously made the decision not to be a runner. But the thing about Penix is he still runs like a 4.4, 4.5. So in that situation, Michael Penix, and I heard it during the broadcast, they said Michael said he's going to run more at this level because he has to. Because the best thing he could do for this team is just provide the threat of a run. Remember, you are coming from a very immobile quarterback in Kirk Cousins who barely could move. Defenses knew Once we got to that spot, we got Kirk because he wasn't going to do anything. Penix now can move a little bit, get outside a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and do different things. And if he has a lane, he has the speed. The thing with him is he is a pocket quarterback first, though. So it's kind of like a Russell Wilson type of mindset. I want to throw the ball first, but if there's nothing and I have a lane, I need to take it, be decisive with that decision, and go. And he has wheels. So it's not like you're slow. Like you could probably outrun a couple of guys and pick up some pretty big yardage if you're Michael Penix. And so that, I think, just comes along with more experience, just getting more comfortable with that. And you'll see that a part of his game. And even for Zach Robinson, like I've said, this offense fits Michael Penix better. And I felt like, again, going back to the comfortability word, Kirk looked uncomfortable at times, but he also looked great. Penix looked extremely comfortable because literally I said a lot of shotgun was done in college by Michael Penix. This offense has a lot of shotgun and obviously pistol. So, and some under the center. So he's getting 3 levels of it, but still, I mean, he's comfortable playing from the shotgun a lot. That's what he did in college. And so, you know, Penix, I think, and Zach are going to really grow over these next few weeks. And, you know, if the Falcons are able to beat Washington, obviously that means you're going to go past 3 weeks this season and get another weekend. But I think you saw the game plan against the Giants was to be conservative. It was just get him good throws. It's almost like, let's just see if he could just do the basics of the offense. Can he handle what the defense is throwing at him, use the plays we have, and beat the defense? And I think he passed. And so I'm sure they're gonna do a little bit more this week. I expect the offense to maybe open up even a little bit more against Washington. Probably has to with the type of game that's potentially going to be. And I'm excited to see how he handles that and how he grows from this game. Because now he has something on film he can look at. Okay, what can I do better? How can this be better? You know, talk to receivers. Okay, where should I throw it next time? You know, what read should I have taken there? And I think Zach, I mean, remember, Zach loves them. So, I mean, Zach, I mean, that's the thing about the whole coaching staff and Terry and Zach and Raheem. They all love Penix. They all think he's amazing. So clearly, I think they want to do everything in their power to make him successful. And listen, the Falcons' run game has been good for the last few weeks. That was also one of the big issues when Kirk was in the game was, you know, you had a running game. It wasn't like this was like a running game sucks. You have no running game and everything's on you. You had a running game. You just still couldn't do anything with it, right? And like I said, you can just see the talent. Penix is more talented than Kirk Cousins at this point. And honestly, you may be able to say Penix is probably going to be more talented than Kirk ever was. Just because Kirk, when he came into the league, his calling card was not his talent. It was the processing, his ability to just put his foot into the ground, make decisions, and go with it and make plays off of that. Because that's how he had to play the game. Penix is a guy who's going to be able to make some plays just because he just has the talent to make the plays. And I'm curious to see how that grows within the offense, because it feels like he should be able to do that. You know, you have Bijan Robinson who's running the ball really well this year. You have Tyler Algier. So you're going to have the running game. And so, you know, if you're able to run it successfully, that'll set up some play action over the top. And they took one deep shot to Mooney that, I mean, if he didn't get a pass interference, maybe probably was going to be a completion to Mooney if the DB didn't panic and obviously commit obvious pass interference. Because I think that's one thing we also didn't see with Kirk was the deep ball a lot because of, you know, his limitations. And so I think you're going to see that with what they have. So I'm really intrigued to see how he continues to grow from it. You know, I think that Penix, again, didn't wow you in terms of numbers, but he wowed you in terms of a rookie quarterback first start, processing, how he read the field. That's why you're seeing across the media landscape, a lot of people are just saying, Penix looked great. Penix looked like he belongs. He said the moment was not too big. And Penix has been extremely confident. He said, I'm ready for the moment. He is not shied away from the lights. He said, I am here. I am not afraid of this. And that just shows you the confidence of a young man who understands, like, listen, this is his chance to be the quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons for the next decade. And obviously that would be ideal because we've been through a lot at the quarterback position since Matt Ryan left. And you kind of, and hopefully it reminds fans of, it's not easy to always find your guy, you know? And so if Penix continues to grow off of that and continues to improve, I mean, you would expect with the experience that he gets at the end of this year, going into next year, you would expect Penix first team guy. I mean, it just makes you excited for even next year for him. So, obviously I'm not trying to proclaim Michael Penix as he will be franchise number one best quarterback in the league after one game. That's not what I'm doing. But I am saying the way he played the quarterback position, he did some things that a veteran would do that you don't expect rookies to do well. And I think that just shows you the experience that he has playing the position. And also, we have to take into account with the time he has sat on the bench this year, how much that could have been helping him. Just seeing the same film that Kirk's seen. Because remember, when you're in this process of learning as a rookie quarterback, you're not only, learning, in practice, you're learning in the film room. Okay, even though you're not playing, you may be able to see that same play that they ran and that defense ran and say, okay, how would I have played that? Was that the read? What was the best read? If that was incompletion, okay, if that was happening, where should I go first? Should I maybe look somewhere else? And then you always have to take into account Penix is a little bit more mobile. So a play that Kirk can extend, Penix may be able to extend. So, and that obviously creates opportunities because I said it puts so much pressure on the offensive line to basically be like, they have to hold up or else it's cooked. Where now Penix can pretty much, I can try to create some type of time or get out of potential sacks to then create plays for the offense. So, I think the biggest thing, obviously, is you want him to throw his first touchdown pass. He had a couple opportunities. Obviously, the Kyle Pitts drop that, Kyle Pitts got destroyed for. That probably could have been his first touchdown. B. John almost got one, and then the Drake London fade. He had a couple opportunities. He had a couple of near touchdowns, right? And I mean, shoot, even with that, I mean, maybe you could say he would have had like a 2-touchdown, 3-touchdown game from that. But, just continuing to get comfortable with receivers, continuing to grow, continuing to show the talent, the arm talent. Like I said, the receivers didn't help him at times on Sunday. I think they had 4 or 5 drops in that game. So, and I know it's a little bit different getting thrown a ball from a left-handed quarterback as well. But overall, I was pretty impressed with Michael Penix and just the way he controlled the offense, how he was at the quarterback position, the comfortability that he showed. And I'm excited to continue to see how that develops. As like I said, this is a huge game coming up on Sunday against the Commanders. And they know that. And they know they're going to need a little bit more from Penix. And I'm excited to see how he handles that under the bright lights. On the road, because this first game, like I said, against the Giants was we're going to ease you in, run the football, see how you do with what we give you. Did a really good job after it. All right, let's give you more. Obviously, it's a different environment. You're on the road. Noise. We'll see how he handles that. And there's a great chance that Michael Penix could come out on Sunday Night Football and show the world why the Falcons love him. But there's also a chance he could come out there and struggle. I mean, we don't know. Obviously, Washington's defense isn't world beaters, but like at the same time, you never know. And so, I'm curious to know, how he's taken the film from this past week and how he's applying it to this week's preparation, and how that will further grow him for the Commanders on Sunday, and what Zach Robinson's game plan is going to be going into that game. I'm sure you're going to still get a heavy dose of Bijan in that game. Because like I said, I mean, if you don't have to and you can run the football, that's what happens. Because like I said, Kirk was struggling making the easy throws. Penix seems like he can make those throws. So now let's see what he can do with more stakes involved and see how the young rookie quarterback does as he continues his development as the Atlanta Falcons quarterback and everything like that. Obviously, guys, let me know down below what you guys thought of Michael Penix's debut. And just any thoughts, any concerns, anything like that. Like I said, it's game one. You can't kill the kid if you did think it was negative. But you can obviously say he did a great job, but obviously this does not mean that he will be the greatest thing ever at all either. It's just one game, but a step in the right direction. And that's what we want to see from the quarterback position, and just good play. Like Raheem said, we played well at quarterback. So that tells you everything you needed to know. But I think that's about it for me. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave your comment down below. It's your boy Bryce Lewis. See you next time.